This is Seattle Connected, the podcast that connects you, with Seattle's entrepreneurs, business people, movers and shakers in our community, letting you know who they are before they become household names, which we know they soon will be. But today I have a couple people who are already household names in our community. Come on, check this out. I got Isiah and Michelle from Langston Hughes. See, these guys are community leaders. I would say activists, but they're more than that. They're parents to all the people that they mentor, all the young, bright minds out there that we need to continue to support because the work is never done. So please welcome Isiah and Michelle.
Right on.
Well, thank you. How was the intro?
Come on, man. That was.
Oh, okay. I asked all the guests. I want to make sure.
It was pretty good. There's one little thing.
You said we're from Langston Hughes, and we're from Axon Stage.
Well, Axon Stage. I apologize. I didn't mean
in partnership with the Parks Department.
There you go.
Right.
My bad.
We love Langston Hughes.
We absolutely
love
Langston
Axon
Stage. I should, and you got the nice shirt on, so I excuse me.
No, you're good.
So how you guys doing?
Man, I'm great.
Good.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank
you.
Hey, thank you.
Yes.
Making time out your busy schedules. I know you guys stay busy.
Listen,
That's
so we
not
don't
wrong.
have to be looking for money to pay bills. We got to stay busy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's important.
Stay busy with good stuff, real good stuff. Just like you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. When I heard from Seattle Connected alumni Jeff Cheatham, shout out to Jeff.
Cheatham.
Yeah, man, that guy. He's an ace, man, good dude. He said, "Hey, man, I know some people acts on stage. They got this musical coming up, Dream Musical." He said, I said, "Jeff, if it's somebody you vouch for, let's do it." So he was like, "All right, cool." So set up a time and everything. Then I looked at one of the names. I said, Isiah Anderson Jr. I know this guy. I don't know him, but I know of him. I've been to a few events that he's, hosted and participated in. And I knew it was the same person because it's the whole name, Isiah Anderson Jr.
Yes, sir.
Always Isiah Anderson Jr. So I said, okay, well then, I'm down to do this, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We are honored, Michelle and I, to be hosting the 27th Teen Summer Musical? Well, the Teen Summer Musical in its 27th year. How about that? Mm-hmm. And we're doing a story called Dream, an original. That's based off of an original that we did in 06. 06, called Summer Rhapsody, The Reunion.
Okay.
And it was just about young people and what's being told to them from their parents at a young age that is either going to lead them towards their dream or lead them away from their dream and towards the expectations of the adult themselves.
Yeah.
And so Michelle said, hey, let's just take that and turn it into the majority of that story. That's what we're basing it on now.
Okay.
What are these young people dreaming for, and how is it being helped and pushed by the parents and the guardians in their lives? And so sometimes we don't know something like that's stupid. Mm-hmm. Could push a kid this way as opposed to this way.
Yeah.
And so we're pushing hard on this. We have 35 young kids of color, ages from 9 to 17.
17, yeah. The Teen Summer Musical typically has had anywhere from 60 to 100 kids. But we are just the second year out of the pandemic. And so we're still, nothing about the program has faltered, but during the pandemic, when we had to do it the first year, we could only have by law, or at least by policy, we could only have 15 kids. And then the next year, the year after the pandemic, or we were still kind of recovering from the pandemic, we could only have 25. And so this year, we're about 37. And so Acts on Stage is a smaller place than the Teen Summer Musical has typically been in, and so that number is really fit for our space.
Okay.
But we feel like by next year, though, we'll probably be back up to our 60 to 80 kid count. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a signature Seattle program. The Teen Summer Musical is a signature Seattle program. It has been called that, and when you see a show, you will know why it's been called that. Called that by the mayor. And so when you see the show, you'll know why it's a Seattle signature program.
Yeah, I mentioned that to a friend of mine who's vacationing in Atlanta, and I said, I got this interview, acts on stage for their musical that they're doing. She was like, wait, that's not this weekend, is it? I was like, no. But she
She
gets
was
back,
panicking.
right? She gets back on. She gets back tomorrow. But I was
Okay.
like, no. She was like, oh, okay. Those are so good. I was
Right
like,
on.
oh, excuse me. I feel left out.
Come on, Atlanta.
But you know what? Yeah. Make that happen this year. You said 60 to 80.
Oh yeah, that's the average that we would normally have, and the object of the program is to give young kids of color an opportunity to be on major stages. So the program runs 10 weeks. We would rehearse normally at Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute, and then we take the show itself to a major theater downtown. So we were at the Paramount Theater for 7 years, the Moore Theater, Seattle Rep, and we ended our last 2 years before the pandemic at the Benaroya Hall.
Okay.
You know,
And they were waiting for us to come back.
back.
Until the pandemic happened.
Yeah, and so now it's, like Michelle said, we're rebuilding to get us back to that point of, next year we're at a major theater downtown. We don't know which one yet, but we're going to get there. We'll have 60 to 80 kids participating, and it'll be a beautiful thing.
Man. Yeah. That's why I was probably thinking Langston Hughes. I think I saw where you. All right,
Absolutely.
I don't want any problems. Don't want any problems. I don't need those problems. I got enough in my life. Now, with 60 to 80 kids, do you guys ever have kids that have been, like year after year after year? Like, are there a lot of familiar faces?
Oh,
or?
most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So the blessing with our program is right now we have kids in the program that their parents were in the program.
Oh, nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
so
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
right. And so we've had kids that started when they were 9 and maxed out when they were 17.
Yeah.
Had to go off to college or whatever they were going to do.
Yeah.
But they come back. And so since we Acts on Stage has been managing it, we've implemented hiring our interns as alums.
Yeah.
Teen Summer Musical alums. So they get to come back and give back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did for this play that I heard you're writing and directing? Yeah.
Just kind of rewrote the original script a little.
You spiced it up a little bit.
And directed it. Yeah, just kind of giving it a today's feel.
Okay.
Because when I wrote it in 06, cell phones wasn't popping like they popping now, and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So just had to update it a little bit. And directing it, our music director is Cedric Thomas. Our
Shout out to
choreographer is Mr. Michael Hodges.
Shout out to him, too.
And Michelle, executive director, and everything else she does, from images to you name it, she can do it. Then we got my man Jeff joining us this year. Because his daughter is a part of the program.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful thing, man.
Man, I like that. It's a nice sense of community.
Oh, absolutely.
And I could,
Absolutely.
like when I saw Michelle, I was like, I know you from somewhere. You have that face.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And I know because you've been around, you've been doing so many things in the community. So I'm like, I don't know where I know her from, but I know you're out there. You're
Absolutely.
out there putting in the work.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And that's okay. It's okay that you don't know me. My hope, and I think this is true for Isiah too, is that you would know our work.
Yeah.
And that the quality of our work, right, would speak for us, but also speak for the heart of why we do it. Like he said, one of the reasons why we get a little, hesitant when we say how long Teen Summer Musical has been around is because it had a little bit of a hiatus, and so sometimes we lose the number,
Right.
But even when we had that hiatus, the community missed it. The community said, where is that thing that we are used to going to? Where is that thing for our kids?
Yeah.
Where is that outlet for not just for our kids, but where is that outlet for our family?
Yes.
Because our family needs to see and have the experience of Teen Summer Musical. So it's not just about the 30 to 80 kids that are in the program. It's about the thousands of people that come see the show who need that for their family. And so we're excited about doing that this year. One of the things that's really cool, I think, about the show that we're producing, Dream, is when I think about the title, we've never really talked about this, but when I think about the title, dream, it's a noun, right? It's a verb. If you say dreamy, it's an adjective, but there's just so many ways that the title of the show references what we do and what we have and what we are and what we can become. And so it's really cool that we get to spend 10 weeks with these kids talking about their dreams and their aspirations and their hopes and their goals. And then they get to tell a story, not just based on rehearsals and lines, but based on conversations that they've had for 10 weeks, where now they actually can probably talk to more adults about their dreams and aspirations than adults can talk to them. We did this interview with the parents and asked the parents, what was your dream when you were 14 and 15? And a lot of the parents in the video series that we did were like, I don't know if anybody really asked me at 14 or 15 what my dreams were. They just said, what are you going to be?
Yeah.
And it's really cool that we're spending all this time with these kids, not just asking what job do you want to have, but what dream do you have for your life? Like, what is it that you're dreaming of? Not just what you want to do, but what do you want to be in life? And I think that's a beautiful thing that this story is doing this year that Isiah is directing.
Man, that was beautiful.
Yeah, well, Michelle got it like that, man. She can do it like that.
Yeah.
It's real, though. It's really
it
real.
is.
And the other thing, too, is there's so many times that our program introduces kids to something that they didn't know they would fall in love with. We've mentioned Jeff a few times, but Jeff Cheatham was in one of our adult shows, one of our grown-up casted shows. And we have another young guy named Joshua Webb, who acted for the first time in one of our shows.
Okay.
And both of them, Jeff on his own, but Josh for sure in one of our programs, discovered something that he had been dreaming about and didn't know he was dreaming about it. And that was being a professional actor, being a professional creative. And so even now, again, we get to introduce to kids something that they might have already had in their heart, but they didn't know what to call it. And, in the Black community, you wake up and you tell your parents you want to be an actor. They're like, boy, that don't make no money,
You better
right?
get a real job.
You need a real job.
You ain't no Denzel. You better go on.
Okay, you better go on somewhere. But we're here to say to those kids and to those parents and to those families and to the community that this is a viable option for you to not only dream about, but aspire to and do the work. And so when people come see this show, I think they're going to get to see dreams in action.
So you work with these young people for, you said 10 weeks?
10 weeks.
9 to 5.
How was
Monday
that?
through Friday.
How was the first week?
Interestingly.
Right. So we start directly after school. So these kids get no break. They get out of school, they come right to us.
Okay.
This year, because school was ending later, June 30th, we had to non-traditionally start rehearsal the same week we would normally start, but from 5 p.m. to
At
8
night.
p.m.
Which we've never done before.
Which we've never done.
Because if we hadn't have started at that point, we would have lost 80 hours of rehearsal.
Yes, that's
And we were
huge.
just like, we cannot lose 80 hours of rehearsal.
Cannot.
And to our surprise, we thought those first 2 weeks was going to be like half the number of kids coming, but it actually was all the kids came from 5 to 8. All the kids, all the parents, and so they were so ready to get started that even though we were starting in an unorthodox kind of way, we just got it going.
And it was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, yeah.
And I'm sure you guys saw the growth with each week, more and more in the confidence level for some of the kids. And
it is. We're going into week 6, and we're ramping up. And I shared with them, it's just kind of what I do during the summer. Like, you're not going to like me next week, And they know.
Yeah.
That means we got work to do.
Yeah.
So whereas you were talking before and I was just going, hey, calm it down. Let's get to where you're supposed to be. Let's do what we got to do. And so where they have a lot of fun, they know it's a lot of work and they put in the work.
Yeah.
And you're talking 37 different personalities, different ages, different backgrounds and experiences. And we have to bring them together for one purpose. And that's to tell this story about dreams. And so it's pushed upon them every day, every week, that we don't want anybody in the audience to be left out. We want them all to see something or somebody on stage that they can relate to and go, oh, wow, I know him, I know her, I've felt that before. So those kind of things.
Yeah.
And not only do we not want the audience to be left out of the story, but we want the kids to know when the audience applauds them that they worked for that. That wasn't, that they didn't get some skit kind of applause, or that's my grandma and she gonna clap for me no matter what. No, we want them to know you earned that, you worked for that. And so so we're in week 6. This is kind of a turning the corner kind of time, but it gets real. It gets real. It gets real.
Yeah. Gets real.
Yeah.
And I bet you know, you guys see the kids starting to bond with one another, kids who might go to a different school than another, and then they're kind of like, you know what, I have a lot of similarities as this person that I might have not spoken to before, but now that I got to know this person, you know what, that might end up being my best friend. And I think that's cool that things like this can bring the community together. Like you were saying, you know, you have kids that are 9 to 17, and then you know their parents, and then it's like a, you know, it's like a cycle. Then it's like, oh, that was your little brother, or that was your mom. Oh, okay, cool. And I think that's why the turnout was so huge because of the pandemic. You know, people were wanting something to attach themselves, something positive and something they could believe in. So
I'm glad you brought up the pandemic, because this is another thing I don't think Michelle and I talked about, but I know we definitely understand that although the kids were back in school, right, and you're in school, but you're in a classroom. You're in a classroom for about 45 minutes, and then you go to another classroom. So you're switched out of these different groups of kids, and so kids are still basically communicating via phone,
right,
via 45 minutes. See, you got to go, and we have them together Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and they're the same kids all day.
Yeah.
And so we're realizing, and Jeff and I were just talking yesterday, it was like, what is different about this group that we're going, you know, they're bonding, but they're also still clicking, and they're making these, like, what's the issue? And I'm like, they don't know how to communicate in person on a regular basis.
Without a screen.
Yeah.
We did an exercise a week ago, or maybe 10 days or so ago, where we had kids partner up and just stare at their partner for 5 minutes, just be in the same space with their partner for 5 minutes. And some of them said it was one of the hardest things that they've ever done. And we were like, why? They're like, I don't just be with somebody for 5 minutes like that.
Yeah.
And we just thought, that is crazy. And even if you're in the same room, our kids nowadays are used to being in the same room and still detaching, right? Because they can just pick up their phone and be wherever they want to be in the midst of the company of other people.
Right.
And so in addition to us producing a show, we're creating community and teaching life lessons while we're creating a show. And sometimes it's a hard thing to watch.
Absolutely.
But more often than not, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we invite people to the show real quick?
What are you talking about? Of course. Absolutely.
We want people to know that Dream
Okay.
Dream is happening August 18th through the 27th. It is at the Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute. Again, it is directed and written by Isiah Anderson Jr. with choreography by Mike Hodges and music directed by Cedric Thomas. And it is 37 kids singing, dancing, and telling an amazing story. And every year the community comes out to see it, and we don't expect this year to be any different. But we thank you that we're getting to use your platform to be able to get the word out.
Absolutely.
So, and if people want to buy tickets, they can go to www.our.show/TSM Dream.
Hey, one more time, let them know.
Go to www.our.show/TSM Dream. TSM stands for Teen Summer Musical.
And how much are the tickets?
The tickets are $20.
That's
but if
it?
you cut, that's it. Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
No, seriously. I
Thank you.
thought she was gonna hit me with the 55.
No, no,
said
you know,
20.
and it's only 20 because we want to keep in mind that this needs to be family accessible.
Yeah.
Right, not just family friendly, but you need to be able to actually bring your family to a show.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford to bring your family, then we've missed the mark somewhere. And so we keep the pricing at a family accessible rate. And if you come with a group of 8 or more, you get a 20% discount. So even that we're doing our part. So we want not just the community of individuals to come see this show. We want the community to come as a group to see this show.
Yes.
So daycares, summer programs, and then just like I said, family groups that just want to come. And I say this every year because I tell Isiah he needs to tell the men that he needs to come see this show. Because for some reason, men don't think they're supposed to go see musical theater, right?
Absolutely. And I mean, if you ain't got nothing else other than the fact that you see me,
There
right?
you go. Yeah.
And I'm there,
Yeah.
right? And I got all my partners, and so
Yeah.
I got Build, Brothers United in Leadership Development, all my partners that I worked with from the Parks Department, who are partners of the Teen Summer Musical.
Yeah.
And so, fellas, listen. Every year I make this pitch. You know I love you. Listen, come on out. It's musical theater. Lots of women at the musical.
Oh,
Lots
my
of women?
goodness.
I'm just saying.
Lots of women.
I'm just saying.
Lots of women.
Bring your kids. Be a good dad. Bring the kids. You know what I'm saying?
So that you can find a woman.
So that you can find.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Hey,
I feel like there's a flaw in your strategy right there.
Listen, that's a positive. Well, you might meet the love of your life or the love of the summer or whatever. I mean,
You know what he's leaving out, though? What he is leaving
boy.
out, though, is men do come see this show.
They do.
And they are moved. And I'm not saying that just to sell a ticket. I'll give a ticket for free just to prove this point.
Yeah.
Men will come to this show and they will like be emotionally moved either by the story or by seeing themselves in kids living out their dreams in this way.
Yeah.
And so even for that, like, come, if you want to come and find a soulmate, that's great.
Right.
But
No, fellas, come on out. Y'all know we're going to have a good time. I think I know for me, and Michelle and I have talked about it many times, our greatest compliment is when we'll have someone who will walk in who's never seen a teen summer musical, who's driven from wherever they've driven from and brought one or two people with them, and they'll wait for us at the end of the show and go, I thought I was coming to see some high school play.
Yeah.
Thought I was coming to see some little church play. This is incredible. These kids are professional. This was a professional production, and I'm coming back.
Yeah.
So that's the best compliment I feel like we always get.
Yeah.
And these young people, some who they will find out that they've never been on stage before.
Yeah.
And we allow them to flourish and shine.
Yeah.
You ever think about making this into a movie?
I've never thought about it, only because I know the work that goes into putting on a movie.
But you can do it, though.
We could absolutely do it. That would be
Could do it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful.
And then if there's any extra roles that need to be filled,
Right.
just throwing it
Right.
out there.
Oh, we got you.
David Jackson.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. Remember my name. Yes. So when those calls start coming in, she's like,
We got
David
you.
who? Never heard of him.
David
Like, but you
Jackson.
said on the show, I'd never heard of you. I'm like, all right. Whatever. Well,
got you.
Man, thank you
We
guys
got you.
so much. And please, one more time, let the people know again when this is taking place, because this is something that I know you're not going to want to miss.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to miss it. So, you guys, we need to come out and support more events like this, not just for our kids, but for our families and for ourselves. And if we don't support, we can't complain, oh, we don't have anything for the fan. Why don't they do this? Well, you know what? These people right here, they're doing it. They're putting their blood, sweat, and tears into this for you, not for themselves, for you and for yours. So please go out there and support. And even if you can't make it, buy a ticket for somebody else. Just share the love. So please let them know again when they can see this beautiful production.
Absolutely. The show starts August 18th through the 27th at the historical Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute. We have 5 shows a weekend, 2 shows Friday, Saturday, and 1 show Sunday. Michelle will let you know where to go to get the tickets.
One
You
more
can
time.
get the tickets at our.show TSM Dream. Our.show TSM Dream. And if you want to connect with us separately, you can just go to our website at axonstage.com to get more information about this show or about anything that we do at Axe on Stage. Just go to axonstage.com.
And before you guys go, I just want to ask you one question. Each of you can answer separately. Did you ever dream that you would be doing this at this point in your life?
I'm going to say this is my dream. I am absolutely living out my dream of owning our own theater, running the programs for our community and those who are like-minded. I'm absolutely living out my dream.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Axe on Stage was able to get launched because we got a grant to start. And before we got the grant, somebody came and asked me, what would you do if you had some resources? And I'll spare you the whole story, but it took me 2 years to call them back and say, oh my God, I don't know why I didn't answer you when you first asked me that, but it took me 2 years to call them back and say, I absolutely have a dream. Here's what it is. Here's what it looks like. We gave it a name and called it Axe on Stage. And then we got the funding. We got awarded the funding, and we started working. And so, without a doubt, we are living in the midst of our dream. And I think, it's a beautiful thing that every day, Monday through Friday, we get to invite these kids into a space that is our dream, and we're producing a show called Dream. And it's an amazing thing to watch every day.
Every day.
Thank you guys so much. I'm definitely going to be there. And I wouldn't put it out there like this with my audience like, you didn't go where you told us to go. You didn't go. No, I'm definitely going to go, and I'm going to buy tickets for other people as well. So
I'm going to write in a character named David.
There it is.
I wouldn't be against it. I mean, if you want.
No, real deal. There's a character named David already in it.
See, it's like you knew it ahead of time.
And now his last name is Jackson, officially.
Yeah, I like that. I like that guy. He's my favorite character.
Already.
But if he's a bad guy, don't hold it against him. Come on.
Even if he's a bad guy, it will be acted well.
He means well, too. That's me. So once again, I really thank you guys, and I mean that, because, sometimes you do jobs that might not pay a lot, or you might not get the recognition that, you deserve. But I think when it comes down to it, the work that you do it shows in other people's lives. Mm-hmm. Any lives that you can touch, and then the lives they can touch.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the reward. So knowing that you guys are doing it for the love, and you're not doing it to get rich. Now, if it comes, and I'm putting it in the universe for you guys. But I know that's not what motivates you guys to do this so long and every day, and even do little shows like mine. So thank you. I wish you guys well. And thank you guys for watching at home. It's important to take care of others, but please take time to take care of yourself. Until next time, stay connected. Peace.